And I don't know if everyone got it, but I've already received answers, which is incredible. It obviously shows that maybe this question is an easy question. Maybe I'll go harder. I'll go a little bit more difficult next time, tomorrow. What is the longest book in the Bible? What is the longest book in the Bible? And I promise, Sona Bloom, I am not going to spoil it for you this time around. What is the longest book in the Bible? 0817291657. That is 0817291657 is the WhatsApp line that you can reach me on. So, family, we've got the beautiful ladies. I must say, the hairstyles are. Hey, I was saying other things. They are saying it's Monday morning and we are ready to take over. We are ready to take over. We are ready to thrive in everything that we do. I've got two beautiful ladies that are present with me here in the studio. And thank you so much, ladies, for coming through. I've got Anton Lever as well as Charlene Miles that's in the studio. And they're going to be telling us about their journeys when it comes to business, how they have collaborated in order for them to impact communities and make a difference in young people's lives. And those are the conversations that we love to have here on Abide. I don't know who to start. Maybe A, because your name starts with an A. Anton, how are you this
I'm
morning?
very well, thank you.
And then C for Charlene. Excellent. I'm glad that you're well. Thank you for coming through. I know that it's a gloomy sort of Monday today, but I think you're bringing the sunshine with that beautiful hairstyle. Charlene, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. And it's an honor to be here today with you, TC.
Thank you so much, ladies, for coming through. I think I want to start with your individual journeys and then we can come to how you've collaborated and are currently doing this right now, what it is that you are doing. So we know that Charlene Miles is the founder of No Stop.
That's correct.
Uplifting disadvantaged communities through feeding schemes and development in the arts. And Anton Lever is the founder of, I knew that I was going to get this wrong. So glad you're here, Anton, to help
It's
me
actually
out.
very easy to
The
say.
founder of
It's RAL.
Ariel.
Just the way you write it, RAL.
It's all about coaching. It's all about empowering people with powerful communication and public speaking skills. Man, those soft skills that we think are not important, they are so vital for us in order for us to thrive in this world. So, Charlene, tell us a bit about No Stop and how it was established and just the heart behind it.
Thank you for this opportunity, TC. So we started the organization during COVID. That's the time where a lot of people started their businesses. So I was still working at the time, but I started a soup kitchen. So we have 3-4 sites where we serve the community with some soup and bread. Nice. But then I also realized that you cannot just stay with the feeding the individual, you need to feed the minds as well. So today we are so blessed. After my retirement, I decided to go and sit back and have coffee and enjoy my grandkids. But I prayed about this a lot, and I think I also just followed the footsteps of my late parents. So today we have this feeding scheme. Feeding scheme program where we have 13 different sites across the Western Cape. We have Bloekenbos, Wallerstein, Kraaifontein and surroundings. We have Atlantis. We have Ceres. In Ceres, we also have the after-school program. So the feeding scheme program where we feed community twice a week as well in the Scottsville area. Then we also have the food security program. So at the food security program, we have a little garden at an AME school, primary school. We formed this partnership almost for 4 years now. Volunteers working there, volunteers with qualification in agriculture, working there on a daily basis. And then when we do harvest, we use that for the feeding scheme program where we then cook. And then we have the music and art program. So today we also have our own band with the kids. Normally kids come after school. We have the after school program. And then the kids will come. We teach them some music. And then also in arts. I'm also a community art facilitator. So we use the arts to bring healing to those individuals going through trauma in their lives. Also we assist and support individuals with that. And then we have the personal growth and development program. And that is where we partner with Anton, part of her program that she will also speak about. So in terms of our personal growth and development program, we have the computer skills training, we have the job readiness training, we have human resources management. My background is HR, so I've been a HR practitioner
Perfect
for...
person.
That's correct. I'm a HR practitioner for more than 36 years. And then we also have the design thinking training, as well as sewing skills. We have a sewing skills program.
I
We have
love
a sewing
it.
skills. Yeah, we have a room there. Office administration, and then that is also the new program that we add with regards to the public speaking. So a lot of programs that we're running, but we are so blessed and doing this on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the fact that it's a holistic approach.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's everything in one. Thank you for that. Now, Anton, coming to you, your heart and the inspiration behind starting your organization.
Okay, so I've been in a different industry for many years, and I've just what we call retired. And you're sitting at home, you're thinking to yourself that what is your passion? What is the next thing that you are going to be doing? And I've always, I like talking. That is just my thing. I love talking, and since I've been in media for so many years, I thought to myself, what can I teach other people that I've learned through all these years? And we know that communication is very, very important. If you cannot communicate properly, people misunderstand you. People don't know what your hopes, your dreams, your expectations are. And so it's very important to be able to articulate yourself in a very good manner, in the right way, And if we can't speak properly, then we get misunderstood as well. And so I thought to myself, well, since I've been a communicator all my life,
Sure.
and I've done speaking courses. I've done quite a lot of speaking courses. I thought, why don't I bring this to the community? Because I really wanted to contribute to the community. And after all the years of experience that you've got, you want to give back to the community. And especially in this day and age, and the time that South Africa is in right now, we know that youth unemployment is rife. You can go in anywhere, any township, any area in South Africa, and you will see a whole lot of young people not knowing which direction to go, not even knowing when they're going to find a job. There are some youngsters who have qualifications. But sometimes it's also a lack of certain skills that you may not think is important for you to be able to get that job. And I do think that communication is a vital skill that will serve you very well. As soon as somebody talks, you sort of, it almost tells about who you are.
Yeah.
It tells about how articulate you are. It tells a lot about you. And especially if you go for an interview, that first impression that you give the person is the very thing that's either going to make you get the job or not get the job.
Make or break.
Make or break. And so my heart definitely is for young people to teach them to how to present themselves when they go for an interview, but also the very basic thing of actually speaking in public. And this is where we can, the person who is in a corporate situation or is a working person, when you get asked to do a presentation, you're like, oh my gosh, this is the last thing I ever want to do. People have a great fear of speaking in public. But with the training that I'm able to present, it'll make it a lot easier for you. You must never lose your nerve to speak in public, because that actually helps you a little bit more. If you're a little bit nervous, if you have the little sweaty palms, etc., it makes a big difference. But not to stand there on stage and get caught like a deer in headlights. You don't want that to happen to you. So those are the things that I'm going to be training people on. I would love for young people to be able to master the skill of confidently speaking, and when you're a teenager, you know how difficult that is to communicate properly. So I think for you to be able to succeed in the working world, it will do you well to come to I'm actually starting a workshop next month, to come to the workshop and see what you can learn from there and take back home with you with your next interview or the working person, your next presentation that you're going to do, the improvement you are going to see. So for me, communication, and I think we all think communication is very, very important. And it literally speaks to who you are. As soon as you open your mouth, people make a judgment about you. Oh, this is not somebody I really want to listen to. Or, wow, this person speaks so well that I want to hear more. So that is why I decided to do this, because I have a passion for talking, you know?
I can tell. It's amazing how the two industries are coming together, HR and media, and communications. So, as you were speaking, Anton, I was thinking back to when I was in Standard 5. I froze in front of a hall full of everyone that was in that primary school.
Yeah.
It was during assembly. I was supposed to deliver a speech. We were all given an opportunity to deliver a speech for 10 minutes. I couldn't do it. I looked at all these children standing here. I was a child myself, but I just got so overwhelmed. And I think also we carry certain traumas. Maybe we were told that you're not good enough. You
Absolutely.
can't do it. Oh, you don't sound good, when you speak. And so I think that is how you come in now, where you can coach one and say, no, there are certain things that you can do in order for you to be better, in order for you to not be nervous. And that is what you are doing. So the part where the two collaborate now, so often we are working, more especially in Cape Town, I must say, some people, a lot of people that are business owners, women-owned businesses, are working in silos. So how is it that you collaborated? Can you tell us a bit about that story, how you came together?
Okay, I'm going to have to answer that question because I sought Charlene out.
In a way, in the back of my
Yeah.
mind, I knew that it had to do with Anton.
You know me so well. So what happened is, look, so now I'm sitting at home. I'm like, what's my next step?
Yes.
And I started making a couple of phone calls, and I know that there are a couple of NGOs in the area or people doing community work, and I started reaching out to them on this WhatsApp group.
So powerful.
And there's this one person, and who is actually a neighbor of mine, who does have his own NGO. And I phoned him and I said to him, this is what I am all about. And I would love to be able to get involved in the community, especially with the young people, those who are, stuck where they are or can't find a job, or they just don't have the confidence. You see, confidence is everything. Even if you don't have the confidence, to pretend that you have that confidence, and it comes. No, it's a fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
No, it really does work. I promise you. So, and with young people, you know how teenagers are. They're still finding themselves.
Yes.
And it's very intimidating going out there in the world and trying to present yourself or represent yourself, and you don't know how to do that. And then anyway, so I spoke to him, and he said to me, I know just the person that you should speak to. Her name is Charlene, and he sent me her number, and he contacted her. I think he said to her that I might phone, something to that effect. And eventually, the two of us teamed up. I phoned Charlene. Charlene is extremely busy. I thought Charlene was ignoring me, but Charlene was very
Now
busy.
you know that she
I
really
see
is.
what Charlene does and why she is so busy.
Wow.
And eventually we said, okay, I spoke to her on the phone and told her what my vision was. And she felt that sort of fell in line with what she is doing.
Yes.
And we saw the opportunity where we could come together. She can help me because I definitely need mentoring. I said to her, I'm adopting her as my mentor,
I love
whether
it.
she wants to or not. And we started talking. And we literally, when we got together, we really saw that the vision we had for the community, and especially my heart is so for the young people, that it's the same thing.
Wow.
And we said, why don't we just come together and make this work? Because together we are going to be more successful than just the one doing his thing in his own little corner, or even reinventing the wheel. That's crazy, So that's how we got together.
I love it because, Anton, you were brave enough to say, you know what? I need someone alongside me. And I love the fact that you even went further and said, I need a mentor. And, this woman, I've seen that she's done A, B, C, and D, and she can mentor me in my journey. Instead of saying, she's too much.
You're right.
The things that sometimes we do as women, as ladies,
true.
You look at someone, you get intimidated by who they are, and then you just think, I'm sorry, I can't. She's too much. What does that even mean? So, Charlene, how has this collaboration been for you? And what does it mean for women to come together and to collaborate and complement one another in this way?
Yeah, I think that is so important, TC, because many times we don't want to create a space for other women also to prosper or to follow their vision. So at No Stop, we believe in creating spaces where people, and especially also the youth, can grow personally and develop skills. And we who do have the knowledge and the skills, the ability, then why can't we transfer that to the youth? And especially if you look at our communities nowadays, there are so many social ills in our community. So the question that I also had asked myself, do I sit back and just ignore? And I said, I cannot ignore what's happening in our community. And I think that is the reason why we're bringing more and more programs to No Stop.
Yes.
So if you can listen to the name No Stop, we don't stop. That is why
There's
we are
no
always
stop.
so, there's no stop to No Stop. So I'm just so blessed because we have 12 volunteers on a daily basis, besides the other totals,
Wow.
besides the other totals in the different other areas where we feed. We have 12 working on a daily basis, coming to work on a daily basis as volunteers, having qualifications, they are serving the community. So to bring this back to what we're doing and why we're doing it, because of the passion and the love for our community, having the skills and be able to transfer those opportunities to the community. So in terms of collaborating with Anton, it's so awesome to have met you, Anton, such a short while. We've done a lot of things in a short space of time, yeah.
Wow.
So it's and public speaking is more than just standing up and talking. It teaches us self-expression. It builds your self-esteem and gives people a voice for themselves. As you
Yes.
also just mentioned now, many years ago, we didn't want to do all these oral things in front of the class.
Yes.
But we had this pilot project with Anton now last 2 months ago even. And even when I sent my volunteers, you can see a change in them. They are more
Wow.
confident in terms of how they express themselves. And I think that is important for us as women to create the spaces and the platform to work together at the end of the day.
That is so powerful. Compliment one another as a woman and make sure that you use what you have. I love that, whatever is in my hand, whatever skill that I've learned along the way, to give it back, to transfer it to the next generation. So that it doesn't end with you, right?
Yeah,
So that it's not just the Anton that used to speak so well and that's that, but now you're transferring it to someone that needs it. Wow. Ladies, I am so inspired. Anton, someone remembers you from when you were here.
How long ago was that? I think it's about 3 or so years ago. I'm not sure.
Can you believe
I'm
it?
not sure.
Auntie Tinker from Robertson says, it's so good to have Anton with us again.
Thank you so much. I
She
appreciate it.
remembers. You are the best, Auntie Tinker. Thank you so much for that. And these ladies are just phenomenal. They are inspiring us here this morning and ensuring that, they collaborate and we get the gist of what it is that they're doing together. So what is next in terms of the collaboration? What are you doing next? You spoke about a workshop, Anton.
Yes.
Is that something that you're doing together?
Yes, so we're going to have our first workshop, and that's going to be in July. The starting date is the 21st. 21st. We've got, but you know what? We've actually got it on No Stop's website as well, correct? So if you go to No Stop, what is your www.nostop?
nostopnpo.co.za as well as our Facebook page.
Yes, so you can look
Excellent.
at them. The dates are on there. We're charging a very small fee because we want people to be able to afford it.
Yes.
And since it's winter also, it's difficult to get up, and come to something. So we've reduced the price.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that people will take this opportunity because I really think it will serve them very well. They won't regret doing the course, because the confidence that you need, if you are able to stand up and speak and represent yourself, that already boosts you. And so in the workshops, we will learn how to do that. We will learn how to get someone to see things your way. So we're going to be doing a general, when you speak to just anybody or when you have to stand up and actually present yourself in a speech.
Nice.
So that is what it's all about. So I think anybody can take advantage of this. But I am particularly
The youth.
would love to see a lot more people between the ages of 18 and say 25 or so, and especially those who are unable to find a job, maybe because of representing themselves and not being able to get that job, to teach them how to do that, be able to speak articulately. Yeah.
I love that. I love that a lot. And I think in terms of what is it that you've learned about yourselves, ladies, when it comes to what you've done together so far, having started your individual businesses, what is it that you've learned about yourself in the process?
What I've learned actually is that if you have an idea, if you have a plan, or you want to start an organization, or you want to start something, that you need to have somebody alongside you. It's not that I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You cannot do it.
On your own?
I'm telling you, you cannot do it. I have tried that. It doesn't work. If you have somebody, you don't have to do everything yourself. You can ask, like Charlene. Charlene knows a lot more than I do. In this space, Charlene is the expert. And I look to her to sort of give me the guidance, because without her, I don't know which way to go. I don't know who the right contacts would be. I don't know how to approach certain things. In this very short time, I've many times thought I would love to start my own sort of NGO or whatever organization. And it's been years I've thought about that. It's only now that I've met Charlene, I have actually registered my organization because of Charlene saying it's not that difficult, it's easy. I'll show you, ask me, this is the website, etc. So for me, collaborating with somebody,
so powerful,
and the person being such a giving person and not withholding it from you, because many times people are like, oh, I'm not going to help you because you're going to surpass me. Yes.
But it comes back to what I spoke about, that intimidation.
But Charlene freely gives me information and freely says do this and da, da, da. She's not withholding anything, and that to me is very, very precious.
I also think that partnerships like this help us to expand our reach and also bring quality to our communities at the end of the day. And it helps us to shift our mindsets and grow other leaders within our communities, and also to bring a change, because I believe that we as NOTAP are change, agents for change, and that's what we are about. We need to change the community, especially the mindset that we want to lead the youth to know that they can do certain things within the community to bring change. And partnerships like this can I think we can just do a lot still within the vulnerable individuals in the communities.
And make sure that, they have a secure future.
Exactly.
That is indeed what it is that you want. Yes. I would love for you to share your contact details, ladies, individually in terms of your businesses, and then the details about the workshop again.
Okay, so like Charlene Miles, you can find me on the Facebook, No Stop NPO, as well as our website, www.nostopnpo.co.za, and my contact number is 064 994 8925.
Okay, so I don't have a website. I don't have Facebook. I do not have Twitter yet. I've just started out now, so forgive me. I only have an email address, which is aelever@gmail.com. Or you can either text me or phone me on 0799 519431, and it's Anton Lever.
Anton, when you come back for the next interview, you will have all your social media.
I most certainly will.
Yes, you will.
All the apps will be running.
Absolutely.
And you will have, I don't know, like 100,000 followers. So we're challenging you. It's
going to happen.
It is indeed. Ladies, thank you so much for making time for us here on Abide. We really appreciate just your authenticity and sharing your story and, who you are, why you did this. It's so powerful when women come together and really make and be intentional about making that change in communities. The next generation definitely needs this. May God give you more strength, and may He, just expand your territory and your reach. May you never, struggle when it comes to getting young people in the room, and getting them to get this knowledge. I really pray that for you, and continue to thrive, continue to do what God has put in your heart. And thank you for being generous with the things that you've learned along the way in your journeys in life as you retire. They're saying that they're retiring, but they're working harder.
That's true.
They're working harder than they did in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, ladies, I just wish you God's grace and His blessings in this journey. I don't know if there's anything else that you would like to share?
I would just like to thank you, TC, for actually reaching out to us and giving us this platform to be able to share our vision, who we are, etc. Because that means a lot to us.
Thank
Because we
you.
really do need to get the word out there,
Yes.
so that we are able to help even more people. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much,
you.
Tizzy. It was
Thank
an
you,
honor to
ma'am.
be here.
Thank you so
Felicity.
much. Thank you. It's a privilege and an honor for us to host you. And may you have oh man, I don't know what I'm going to say, but just have a fabulous and a God-filled week in everything that you do. Do it as unto the Lord.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to go straight to a song, family of Cape Pulpit. It is 8 minutes past 10. Love Never Fails, Brandon Heath, coming your way.